this thing on? It takes a musician to tell me that my mic's turned off. Welcome one and all. We've got 11 people in already. Who have we got? Let's have a wee look. Mr. Refraction PCX2, good evening. Milestar Electronics, Main Meister, I thought I'd actually banned him. We've got the ever reliable Mr. Neil Morris getting up at 2 o'clock. Is it 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, Neil? We've got Colin. How you doing, Colin? You're still at work? Mr. Ian Hunter. Hi Ian, welcome. I'm glad you've been able to join in one of these live stream things. And we've also got another few people, but they're not talking. Hey, Steve as well. Macedonia, welcome guys. Mr. Jamie Williamson. I thought I'd banned him. Hang on 2 seconds. Ava, you want to come down? Excuse me a wee second, guys. I'm going to put the camera offline because Ava wants to come down to the kitchen. So just bear with me 1 second. Back in a tick.
No, I don't want.
Sorry guys. Yeah, I was the last time I did one of these things, Eva obviously wants to come down. That's my kitchen through there. She wanted to come down and get some stuff, but because I've got the camera on, she wasn't too keen in parading past the camera, which is fair enough. So yeah, we've got plenty in, 13 people, excellent. Thanks for taking time out on your Friday night, or in Neil's case, Friday morning. Hey, yeah, it's bizarre. I've been doing these waffles for a long time, and I've done a few of these live ones, but it's amazing how scary it is actually going in front. Hiya, Mr. Ox, welcome mate. Yeah, it's amazing how scary it can be actually going in front of a live camera. I think what makes it worse actually is because I had the intro music on for a wee while. You can suddenly see people already in. It's like looking through the curtains, waiting backstage to go onto the stage, if that makes any sense. It's a wee bit scary, but I know you guys anyway. So anyway, right, this isn't going to be too long. I'm going to try and keep it to maybe an hour and a half, something like that. I always say that, and then before I know, it's 3 hours. I didn't bother getting a cup of tea and beer. I just got 2 beers. It's Friday night after all, so why not? Hang on, what one have I started? That'll do. So I hope you've all had a decent week. Remind me after this to ban Mr. Williamson. He's a consistent thorn in my side. Only kidding, Jamie. You've been a good supporter of the channel for a long time. Hi, what I need to do is do one of these waffles, but I need to get somebody else on Skype to help me out with this, because it's I can only imagine it's like 10% scary as going up and doing stand-up comedy. I'd love to be able to do that, but some people have actually said I'd be quite good at it. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, but I think one of my mates who he, for a living, he actually lectures to people. He's a sort of retail guru, and he'll go up in front of 2,000 people, no problem at all. He'll talk to people, he'll lecture them, and he says it's completely natural, doesn't mind. But was that 5 years ago, his wife got him, it was a stand-up, it was a 15-minute, well, it was a what do you call it, a stand-up sort of training course type thing. He went along for like, I don't know how many weeks, and then at the end of it, you had to do a 10-minute slot at the comedy club in London. And he says it was the scariest thing he's ever done. He says he was absolutely shitting bricks. And the thing is, he's a really funny guy, and the whole, I can't even remember what the joke was, but the whole gag that you had running, he ended up delivering the wrong punchline, you know. But he says it was an amazing experience, and he always wanted to do it again. But he says it's absolutely terrifying. So yeah, let me just look at the wee comments. So as usual, it's Mr. Williamson dictating here. No pressure, Elliot. No pressure. Consistent twat. That's me. Don't ever change, Jamie. I tried to stand up once. Did you really? Whereabout was that, Jamie? Where was that? You did it. You tried stand up for once. The most terrifying thing I've ever done. Yeah, I mean, I've got every respect for guys like Peter Kay, Billy Connolly, whatever. They can just go up there and talk, you know, in front of like 60,000 people. Excuse me, that's my phone back in a tick. You don't get that in the Graham Norton show, do you? I don't know who it was. Was it Milestar Electrics? Yeah, Electronics. He actually put a little compilation of the number of times that I got not interviewed, got interrupted in the last live stream. It's actually quite funny. You don't realise how many times it actually happens. But anyway, so what are you talking about, Jamie? You're saying you did stand up. Whereabout was it? I need to get my right beer. Yep, here we go. Yeah, when you get to that age and just standing up becomes a bit of a problem. So Jamie, are you going to tell us whereabout did you do your stand-up? Or are you being funny? Did you mean you actually stood up? Right, he's not going to talk to us. Right, anyway, I've got what I'm planning to do. Hi, Tony. What I'm planning to do tonight is I've got a few questions, not too many. I've got about 5 or 6 questions. Then I'll probably play some games, and it says we'll run for an hour and a half, just see how this thing goes. I finally broke 2,000 subs. Woohoo! I did. I'm trying to think. Was it last week? When was it? I think it was Wednesday, Thursday. I tipped over the 2,000, and I had a few people saying, "Oh, well done, well done." I think Neil being one of them. And then, but I know from experience with YouTube, don't ever get too excited about things like that, because, excuse me, it's got a habit of going back down, and it did. I think I took a photograph, put it on my Facebook Mainmeister page thing, saying how did this happen, and then the next day I was down to it was at 1997. But I'm glad to say I'm now safely over 2,000 subs. So as long as you guys don't go unsubscribing, it will possibly stay at that. So what's Tony saying here? Let's just do that. Tony's making a wee comment now. If you don't know Tony, he has got a really good YouTube channel. You can go and check him out. His channel is called the Silveretto Collector, and you've actually back up to 500 subs, Tony. Well done. Brilliant stuff. This is actually Tony's second channel. He did have one, and then you took it down, Tony. I think you weren't too well for a while, and you're back up again. So well done, mate. So anyway, yeah, I'm over 2,000 subs. Thank goodness. What have I been doing this last week? Excuse me. Apart from working, I forgot the usual face plant. Yeah. Apart from working, I've actually been playing some games. I was up in my games room on, what day was it? Was it Wednesday, Thursday? I think it was. No, yesterday was Thursday. It was Wednesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday and Thursday. I was playing a lot of Mega Drive, and I was also playing my PC Engine Duo, which is it's a hi Doug, welcome mate. It's what do you call it? It's a PC, not a PC. It's a CD based PC Engine. Really, really good. What was I playing? I can't even pronounce it. I was playing some Japanese shooters, but I've got to say, out of the SNES, Mega Drive, PC Engine, whatever. I've got to say, I think the PC Engine is my favourite console. Um, I don't know. I just think the games. Oh, 2 seconds, guys. Back in a wee tick. Sorry, I can hear Eva shouting. Back in a tick. Sorry, guys. I thought Eva was shouting. She wasn't. Right. What was I saying? Yeah, PC Engine. It's if you've never played one before, it's a wonderful machine. The games, it's I don't know, it's just got so many wonderful games. I mean, I think it was. Am I right in thinking that the PC Engine was it classed as 8-bit? Does anybody know? Yeah, I know, definitely. Too many technical difficulties to write. So am I right in thinking the PC Engine was 8-bit? I think it was, but if I'm right in thinking, it had two 8-bit processors, I think. But you know, when you look at the games, like stuff like R-Type, it's virtually arcade perfect, and that what makes it even more. So what you're seeing here, PC Engine was 16-bit. Ah, right. So it was two 8-bits. So I know some people, depending on the argument, some people argue it was 8-bit, but other people say it was 16. But yeah, it was so far ahead of its time. I mean, it came out, I don't know when. Even Mr. Lacosa. Yeah, it came out when? When did it come out? Was it about in early 90s? I think it was. And you know, people were still playing the Spectrum. I mean, I think the sort of Spectrum in the C64, they were still very much alive up until kind of mid 90s. So it's mental to think that people were playing the Spectrum, and then you also had this thing which was called the PC Engine. But I'm trying to get a burp out actually. That's why. Excuse me. I'll have another wee drinky beer. See if that shifts it. But yeah, if you've not got a PC Engine, go and get one. They're not too expensive. I think I got one for about, I think it was about 50 quid. Get yourself one of the little EverDrive cartridges and you're sorted. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. And I was also watching the snooker. Now, I've got to say, I was an 80s kid. Well, I was born in the 60s actually, but the tail end of the 60s. But I've got real fond memories of watching the snooker with my dad, you know, back in the mid 80s. That and athletics, you know, I used to love watching athletics on TV as well. But I loved the snooker, you know, my dad joined a snooker club, and we used to go along and play. We were absolutely pish. I think my highest break was about 16, something like that. But after, I don't know, I think after the kind of early 90s, I completely went off snooker. You know, I just found it quite dull. I think one of the biggest problems for me with snooker was the personalities disappeared. Your Alex Higgins, your Jimmy Whites, all these kind of guys. It just became really dull. I know what do you call it? I know the standard of snooker's always a lot higher, but I just found it really dull. But when I heard that, what's his name, Mark Williams was playing John Higgins from Wishaw, which is near me. A big fan of, what's his name, Mark Williams. He's an amazing player, and he had a real he had about 10 years of winning nothing, and I just thought it was amazing. I mean, both players played incredible. It was really good sportsmanship, and I really enjoyed it. Not as much as Mark Williams picking up, was it £450,000? Talking of sport, I love watching, you know what it's like in YouTube, you watch a video about something, and before you know it, you're watching, you know, recommended video. I've been watching a lot of like darts videos, and you know, Jockey Wilson and Eric Bristol, and the prize money, you know, back in like 1981 was like £3,000. Which is just nuts. I know I've got inflation and that kind of stuff, but Just absolutely mental. So anyway, let's see how we're doing here. Let me just go back up to the... Can you guys actually see the comments? I think you can actually, can't you? PC Engine was 16-bit. Yep, we've established that. So that's why the US version was called TurboGrafx 16. I meant to say before, you'll probably have heard the lift music. If you joined in at the start before I kind of came online, had lift music. It's 10 hours of lift music. I was tempted to use a track by Mr. Refraction PCX2. He is a member of a kind of rock metal band, and I was tempted to use one of his tracks as a kind of intro, but I want to ask your permission first, Alex, before I went ahead and did that. So maybe for next time. So yeah, let's see. TurboGrafx 16. Yeah, there's a step for a hint that it was actually 16-bit. How many have we got? 22 people. Hey, well, we're up to 25 and 3 have got bored. 3 are obviously away to watch. I don't know what is actually on a Friday night. I've got no idea. Its GPU was 16-bit, but CPU was 8-bit. Right, so graphic processing unit. Right, got you. Was there ever an official release for the PS Engine? I don't think there was. Or sorry, ever an official UK release. I don't think it ever was, and that is a crime, because like I said, it is just a fantastic little machine. You managed to get one then, Neil. You managed to buy one. What is it? Is it the white one? Is it the little white PC Engine? I always think that is the quintessential PC Engine. It's like when people talk about, oh, I've got a big burp coming up and I'm talking too much. I'm taking in too much air. When people talk about the Commodore 64, it's got to be the bread bin style. You know, this is it the C64C? Nah, got to be the bread bin one. I should pause the video till I get my burps up. I think the TurboGrafx 16 came out here. I bought a TurboGrafx 16 about maybe 3-4 years ago, and it was mint in box, and I mean it had never been opened. Apparently there was some warehouse had discovered a big kind of batch of them, so I bought it and I loved it. But then one of my mates showed me his NTSC PC Engine, and it plays games a lot better, so I got rid of it. Who was I watching? I was watching a video recently. I can't remember who was talking about it, and they were talking about the TurboGrafx 16 and they made the comment saying it's mostly air, and it is. If you open up one of these bad boys, I think the processor is like that and the rest of it is just fresh air. It's a bit like the C64 Mini. Yeah. Let's see. I wish it was the white one. That's my only gripe. There's a new flash card coming out that can also do CD games. No, I think if I'm right in thinking, Neil, there is. I actually watched a video. There is a kind of device which Gadget UK actually did. He's got one, I think. The only thing that put me off it is the price. I think it was something like, was it $300? It's quite pricey, whereas the EverDrive is a lot less. But obviously, if you don't have a Duo or a Duo, whatever it's called, is it Duo or Duo? I don't know. I'll go for Duo. Yeah, if you don't have a Duo, which is quite pricey, then I suppose £300 or $300 for kind of two machines is pretty good. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I certainly know Gadget UK was talking about it. So anyway, snooker, and we've discussed the PC Engine. Right, I'm just going to batter in with some questions. Mr. Batman, I'm pretty sure Zap 64 was your gaming bible when you were growing up. As Crash and later Zap were mine, what were your fallback second choice magazines? In other words, you'd already bought Zap, so what did you want to pick up? You know, because you have to wait another month. It would probably be computer and video games. I mean, I used to buy computer video games before Zap came out. I would buy that once I'd bought Zap. I actually subscribed. Did I subscribe to Zap? I think I did actually. What was I talking about? I used to, I think I used to get Zap 64 delivered. So I'd buy computer and video games back in the early days, and if I was really stuck for something to read, because obviously this was before the internet or whatever, I would buy, was it Commodore User, which was it was more sort of like dull. They had a few, what do you call it, game reviews and that kind of stuff, but it was largely businessy, you know, super calcs, spreadsheets, all that kind of shit. But you would buy them because I don't know what you guys were like, but you know, back in the day, I couldn't get enough of magazines. You would just want to buy. You would want to get as much as you possibly could, and that probably got worse. See, when magazines started giving out like free games, free CDs, and that kind of stuff, it was like, wow, free software, and I would sometimes see myself. I can always remember, buying. If it wasn't me, actually, it was one of my mates, Dave Retro Gaming Memories. Who, if you've not subscribed to him, go and do that now. Dave was saying he was recollecting a tale. He was in a shop, and there was an old woman in front of him, and I think it was Tesco or something. And Dave had gone in into the sort of newsagents, and he picked up some like 5 magazines, and you know, I don't know what the woman was buying, bread and milk or something like that, and it came to like £2.36, and the wee woman's like, "Oh, this is bloody ridiculous." Or I don't think she swore, but she said, "This is ridiculous, you know, £2.36." And as she was kind of packing her bags, the woman scanned Dave's magazines, and they came to something like 38 quid. She just looked at Dave, she's like, "What?" But you know, that's the thing. Game magazines were like, they were £5.99, and you know, it was almost too. It looked upon. Excuse me, wee second, guys. This is going swimmingly back in a tick. Boo! Yeah, I should just disconnect that bloody phone. Get it right up, you, Mr. Williamson. On the plus, I did manage a good, nice, big burp. Evening, Mr. Swifto. What was I talking about? Aye, you know, back in the 90s, you know, £4.99, £5.99, whatever it was for a magazine, you were getting a CD with like games, and you know, that just seemed too good to be true. So I didn't mind spending a stupid amount of money on them. But anyway, let's catch up. So I'm just looking at Jamie's comments. How we doing for viewers? 22. Welcome one and all. Yeah, we're talking about the PC Engine thing. So I'm just laughing at Tori commenting on Refraction PCS being a YouTuber. He's not a YouTuber, but he's in a band, and I've been listening to quite a lot of the stuff that he's sent me, and it is awesome. Yep, CNVG is indeed there, Neil. Welcome, Mr. Blood Video Vault. I love your little avatar, by the way. Ox is saying, what do you think of the new Zap 64 Kickstarter? Funding is already reached, and bonuses currently including an Ollie Fry calendar and an enamel sizzler badge. You know what? I've Chris Wilkins, who I actually know quite well. Chris he's been producing a lot of the books, the original kind of, you know, what is it called? Is it Spectrum and Pixels and Commodore 64 and Pixels? Got to say, his books are really good, you know. But there just seems to have been an absolute glut of these things coming out. There's so many of them, and they're not cheap to buy. And I've not actually funded. In fact, the only thing I've actually put money towards was the, what do you call it, Bedrooms to Billions DVD. I've not put any money towards the Zap thing. I may well do, but I don't know. I'm just getting a wee bit bored of all these things. I mean, I think because I've got stuff like YouTube and we've got, you know, the internet, you can get a lot of these things for free. But it does look good, and I'm glad to see it's gone through. A couple of my mates are actually, they're heavily involved in it. Paul Morris and Matt, or Mayhem as he's called. I think Ox, you'll probably know Mayhem from what do you call it, from Yak Yak. Faulty Towers, who are we talking about? I don't know what you're talking about there, Neil. Oh, sorry, was that when I disappeared again? Right, hang on a second. Tony's obviously been swearing because one of his comments has been hidden, but I shall reveal all. Boom, there we go. Right, let's talk about him behind his back. Why change a habit of a lifetime, Jamie? He's very Scottish, yep. Hello darkness, my old friend. Right, what we're saying here. Hi Mr. Mainmeister, yeah, I've been watching your channel for a few months. You think about games much like I do, and that, what's that, in that the cheaper they are the better? What are you trying to say, like? Is it because I'm Scottish? Nah, seriously, thanks for supporting the channel. As I always say, oh you guys, you know, I do this from the bottom of my heart for you. Not at all, I do it for me because I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. But having a really nice community that's kind of sprung up around the channel is excellent. I mean, I think a few people, have what do you call it, commented that, you know, they don't just enjoy the channel as such, but they enjoy the people that are in it. And a few weeks ago, I'm not too keen on this. Alan's a YouTube legend, Tony. Legend would give the impression that I'm old. Yeah, okay, let's moving swiftly on. I was kind of feeling a wee bit under the weather a few weeks ago, and I think that kind of came across in my Friday waffle. I wasn't feeling it at all, and I don't know, it's bizarre. I mean, I'm trying to think. Well, Tony, he's a YouTuber, and Neil has just recently started a really good channel, which you need to go and check out. And it's very, very easy to over analyse yourself, to become self-critical. There are plenty of times where I'll make a video and I don't know, I'll just think that was shit. Seriously, that is rubbish. You know, and I'll watch it back and I'll think I was stuttering and I was, you know, there's sometimes when I'm playing gameplays, excuse me a wee sec. Sometimes when I'm doing gameplay videos, what I tend to do, because I've kind of got less time to make videos, what I'll do is when my wife's watching the TV, sitting there, I'll play the game, but I'll not talk. I'll just play. Sorry, I'm just looking at the comments here. You guys carry on. I'll just talk to myself. Yeah, I'll play the game and I won't talk. But then later on, like when I'm doing Anarchy Perfect My Arse, I'll record the games and then later on I'll talk over them. And I think you sometimes lose something. You lose the spontaneity, is that a word? Yeah, it is, of playing the game. You've got to try and anticipate what you were going to do and try and pretend that you're actually talking live. But sometimes when I'm doing that, when I'm watching a video back and trying to comment on it, there's times where I'll just go really silent, and I'll to the point I think, is there any point in even continuing with this? So yeah, it is very, very easy to be self-critical, because at the end of the day, you know, you do it for a laugh, but I do have a certain loyalty. I don't feel any. I don't feel under pressure to entertain. I think yeah, but I do try and I do appreciate having you guys on the channel, you know, watching me and commenting, because at the end of the day, if none of you guys are watching this, or you did comment, then I probably wouldn't do it. You know, I don't do it for the money. Hell no. I'm still. I did get the official email from YouTube saying it's now going to be the end of June by the time they've monetised my channel, or sorry, by the time they've reviewed it. That's only been since the 17th of February, and it does say this usually takes 1 week. My arse. Right, hang on a wee second. Mr. Lacosa is saying something. Right, let me just. Sorry, Tony. I do appreciate it. I am indeed a legend. I am a legend. I'm sorry if I'm going to repeat this, Tony, but and I've said it before. Oh, it was fantastic. It just made me smile so much when I met Tony down at Blackpool, and I sound like an old man because I'm repeating myself, and I've said this story before, but I just think it's brilliant. I was down at Blackpool, and I was standing in the, what do you call it, the vending area where you buy stuff, and I saw Gary Bracey of Ocean. Now I recognise him obviously, and I went across and I introduced myself, and I started talking away to him, and then Tony came up, and that's the first time I'd met Tony. I'm like, oh, how you doing, Tony? How you doing? And instead of me saying to Tony, this is Gary Bracey, Tony turned to Gary Bracey and says, do you know who this guy is? This is the legend Meme Meister. It's a bit like meeting, I don't know, Tom Cruise and introducing your pal, but I just thought it was absolutely priceless, Tony, and I do appreciate you're such a nice guy. As I've said before, if there was an award for the nicest guy on YouTube who gives more back than anybody, and I mean that genuinely, Tony would be up there. I mean, he always, one big part of his channel is giving shout outs. Even when Tony was first starting off, he gives shout outs to channels. A certain one, was it Octavius Kitten? She's doing rather well, I've noticed. Yeah, if we could only grow quite as big as her. I mean the channel size, by the way. Ah, right, where were we? So I'm looking at, what's that? Don't inject ecstasy via the mouth. E-buy gum. I don't know, you guys. eBay gum is amalgamation of eBay and Gumtree. Brilliant. I remember when you did vids after, what's that? After or even during dinner, Alan. You're right, yeah. It's not the first time I would record a video and I would belch. A lot of the time I would make videos at lunchtime. You know, that was my window of opportunity to make a video, so I would usually be like munching a sandwich or something. Yeah. Let's see. Whoops. A second, that's just jumping down. Sorry, Mr. Lacosa saying I delete more than twice the number of videos I upload because I think they're shit, which says a lot given how most of the vids I do are. Sorry, I completely forgot to mention you as well. Yeah, I totally get that. You and I have got a very, very similar style. We're both kind of similar ages. We both see it as we see it. And the thing is though, I think you're the wrong person to be critical because, you know, it's easy for you to look at your own video and think this is shite, but other people enjoy it. And I mean, like, some people will say to me, oh, pardon me, when I'm doing some of these like driving videos, I just talk nonsense. I talk utter crap, and people will say, but that's what they enjoy, and I'm exactly the same. I love videos, watching videos or podcasts, whatever, when people are just talking. You know what I mean? It's entertaining. Yeah, it's not as professional as a lot of people, but I think the kind of down to earthness of myself and Lacosa is probably why people enjoy the channel. Right, what's key? Oh, you're talking about, sorry, a comment up above. Yeah, Mr. Blood saying a lot of people take YouTube way too seriously. It's only supposed to be a bit of fun, not a job. It is a bit of fun. As I've always said, you know, it should always take second, it should always play second fiddle to real life, you know, and it always does. The thing is, if I'm maybe pissed off about something for whatever reason, you know, I won't be in, if I'm kind of pissed off or worried about something, generally I won't be in the mood to do a video, you know, just depends. Let's see here. Right, anyway, listen, it's that's Mr. Williamson winding up Tony now. That's yeah. Tony, if you want him barred, just nod and I'll bar him. I've been meaning to bar him since I think Jamie, am I right in thinking you were probably about my third subscriber? Something like that. I think you were. Brian C, who's not in tonight. I think Brian actually works. I think he works on a Friday night. Anyway, right, we're only on one bit of the question. Yeah, fallback magazines, the ones you grabbed. What were your favourites after the 8-bit era? I've been kind of going through them. What's the name of the thing? I basically got a feature where I read a magazine and just talk. I mean, how dull is that? But people seem to enjoy it. 16-bit wise, I think the first one that I got would be probably, it was an ST Amiga format, I think, but that was as dull as dishwater, but it was all you had. Computer and video games, it did feature Amiga 16-bit games. But the ones I really enjoyed from the 16-bit era were Ace, which was Ace. Then there was the Mean Machines, not the Mean Machines, the Games Machine, yeah. I really shouldn't drink beer and try and talk. Yeah, the Games Machine was good. But funnily enough, when you look at them now, which I'm doing in this video thing, you realise they weren't actually that good. But it's what we had. It's like looking back, it's the easiest thing in the world to criticise a game. I mean, I've got my, what do you call it? I've got my possibly the worst game ever thing that I do. And it would be so easy to just look at any budget game or any basic game and just, you know, absolutely pan it to death. But that wouldn't be fair because, you know, back then it's what we had. But then you get games like EastEnders and Auf Wiedersehen Pet, which I don't think I've actually put out yet. There's these two games feature in a video which I've finished. I'll probably put out maybe, I don't know, Monday, something like that. But they were god awful, and the fact that they were actually charging. Yeah, I know what old mags you used to read, Jamie. Right, we'll not even go into that. There could be kids watching. But yeah, it's Games Machine, Ace. Was it The One it was called? I'm trying to think. A really good one was called, is it Maximum? I think it was called. It didn't actually, it didn't last for very long. Then there was also Super Play, which was an amazing magazine. Super Play was dedicated to the SNES. Excuse me, I've got an itchy foot. I'm always conscious, see when I'm doing videos, I've got an itchy foot and I'm always scratching it. Yeah, Super Play was an absolutely awesome magazine. It was kind of manga. It was like a magazine that would come out of Japan, but it didn't come out of Japan, if that makes any sense. It was heavily... Evening, wee Bob. Welcome, mate. Yeah, it was heavily... It had a lot of manga artwork, and, you know, that it was full of colour, and it was just a glorious magazine. The only thing I didn't like about it, it always featured imported games, which I couldn't afford. I mean, you wanted to buy an import game, you'd pay 70 quid for it. So anyway, I better crack on with these questions. So that is Batman's questions. Thanks, Bat. I appreciate it. Right, down the rabbit hole. Kevin. Sadly, Kevin's never able to join us, but he is from Canada. So I don't know what time. What's the time in Canada at the moment? It'll probably be early morning. Yeah, don't know. Anyway, I'm sure Kevin can watch the rerun. Watch this on catch up TV. Is that your head? No, sorry, Bob. I just saw you clock in. Take care, buddy. Right, Kevin. What is he saying? Hi, Alan. When you left home, did your parents toss your old computer games? And when your daughter Ava leaves home, will you be certain to archive her collection properly to avoid the same mistake? No, my parents didn't toss the computer, Kevin. It's because I bought the computer myself. That's when people talk about their favourite Christmas gift was getting the Mega Drive or getting the PlayStation or getting the Spectrum. I didn't have that. I bought my own computer. I was an adult by the time I got my computer, so my mum and dad didn't give me anything for the computer, even games. It would be something that I would buy myself, or my mate would. Usually I would buy my mate a game for his Spectrum and he'd be buying me one for my C64. But yeah, so I didn't. So when I moved out the house, I think I had my Commodore Amiga, and then I got together with a young lady and we got a house together, and I ended up having to sell the computer. I can't believe I did that. I actually sold my Amiga because we needed the money. She had a kind of deposit saved up and I had nothing. Being a bloke, I had nothing, not a bean to my name, so I sold my Commodore Amiga to put towards a deposit in a house. So it's kind of bizarre. I was thinking about that the other day, that I actually went for probably about 2 years with no gaming system. I had nothing at all. I can't believe I actually did that. But I did buy. I bought the Game Boy on release, so that was my only kind of gaming platform I had for a wee while. I'm just trying to think. What happened? I think did I then get? Hang on, I've got a dog. Can you see him? I don't know if you can see him. I'm not going to bother pausing it back in a tick. If anybody wants a West Highland Terrier for free, you can come and just PM me and I'll give you my address and you can come and get them. What was I talking about? Yeah, Game Boy. I'm trying to think. Did I get a Commodore Amiga eventually? I think, yeah, I got my Amiga back. I bought another one. And then I sold that and got a PC, and then sold that and got another PC and blah 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 blah. But yeah, I can't actually believe that I didn't have any gaming system for about a year. Never let that happen now. So to answer your question, Kevin, no, my mum and dad didn't toss my stuff. But to answer the second part of the question, Ava what is she playing at the moment? She plays Fortnite, which actually looks quite interesting. I don't know if anybody's actually played it. It's free to play. It's an online game. It's completely free to... It's completely free to play. What is Ava? Sorry, are you being serious? Ava's commenting. Right, I'm just going to pause it a second. In fact, I'm just going to pause it back in a tick. Hang on. Right, she's upstairs. Boom. Sorry, I wasn't really looking. I just saw people mentioning Ava. and I had no idea what you're talking about. Right, she was getting her headphones so she can go and play Fortnite. I think, yeah, Fortnite. It's an online game, and you basically, it kind of starts off a wee bit like. Did I hear a dog moaning? It's a wee bit like Pilot Wings. You start off and you kind of pilot down the way, or you float down towards this island type thing, and I think there's 100 people, and it's basically last man standing. Does look quite good. I've watched her playing it. I've not tried it myself, but it does look quite good. But of course, the flip side to that, it might be free to play, but if you want to get decent weapons and all that kind of stuff, you've got to buy them, and that costs real money. Sorry, what you saying, Jamie? Oh, excuse me. If you heard the gameplay in Fortnite is too weak. Ah! Right, wait, hang on, I'm just... Options, right, bar... bollocks, I'll do it later on. Sorry, Jamie, that went right over my head there for a second. Yeah, I think you're right, actually, Dr. Blood. Unless you put money into Fortnite, you'll never win a game. Yeah, because she's managed. Hey, come on, Archie, try to get up, jump. Hang on, I need to lift this dog up onto the couch. What did I tell you? Right, come on. Right, sit. Never work with animals or kids. See, I'm even getting requests to ban you, Jamie. I'll need to have a think about it. What was I talking about? Yeah, she plays Fortnite, and she also plays Overwatch. She used to play. We used to play. What did we play? We used to play Bomberman in the SNES. She used to play the Mega Drive. Is it Crystal Pony? I think it's called. Hang on, Jamie's swearing. I'll let you see it. There you go. Aye, she used to play the old kind of classic systems. We used to love playing, what do you call it? Zombies Ate My Neighbours. Was that it? I think it is, on the SNES. We used to love playing any kind of two-player games. The same with, what do you call it? Rodland. Rodland's a fantastic two-player game. It's sort of, co-op type thing. But yeah, so she does play these Fortnite on the PS4, and she's got a computer as well, but the systems that she's got are basically my systems. So I'm quite sure when she's old enough to leave the house, go to university, whatever it is she does, I'll probably keep everything. Oh, there you go. It's going to kick off now. Stop it! It's somebody walking past the window. Dear me. I really don't know why I bothered doing this. Just you behave, Jax. Just because you've had a haircut, you think you're smart. So yeah, no, when she leaves, everything stays with me. Right, that is one part of Kevin's question. Secondly, is there one game you could confidently say everyone in your computer club have all played? It would be Berserk. And I'm going to take the credit for that. I'm actually going to take the credit for quite a lot of people liking Berserk now, because, like I said, I hated it. It was a game, I just thought it looked crap. It looked basic as hell. And I don't know why I started playing it. I had one game of it and I thought, this isn't too bad. And I started playing it, and then I started making videos about it. And then guys at the computer club started playing it, so I'd probably say Berserk. Anytime, there's usually somebody with a wee kind of meme cab, and Berserk's always running. So what are you saying there, Mr. Oaks? Which one of us walked to you? Is there something? It's probably that Williamson fellow stalking me. Go and get him, Jax. Go and get him. He's outside. He's just looking at me like I'm daft. That's the thing though, Neil. Berserk is a bloody great game. It really is a good game. Looks wise, it looks shite, but I love it to bits. So anyway, where were we? So yeah, that would answer Kevin's part 2. Third, I don't know if you play the Pinball Arcade, but they've just lost the license for 2/3 of their tables. So if you play that game, I'm wondering what your take is. You know what? In fact, this is something that I've become so aware of when I'm. I'm more Bros, Jamie. I know you're more wet. What was I saying? Yeah, when I'm doing these magazine look-ats, I'm so aware that every game I look at, adventure game, nah, I don't play that. Such and such, nah, I don't play that. So, and I start to think to myself, wait a minute, what games do I actually play? I don't seem, any time I look at a magazine, I seem to not play any game, and I think to myself, what games did I play? And yeah, being a video games fan, classic video games fan, I've got no interest in pinball. I think because, again, I've said this before, where I stay, central Scotland, I was never beside any arcades. I mean, arcades just weren't a thing round here. Yeah, you had like arcades in Edinburgh, but the problem was that would be, I don't know what, 15 miles away, and when you're a kid, you've got no way getting through to the arcades. So it was only once I kind of got a bit older, 17, 18 years old, then me and my mates used to kind of jump in the bus and go through. But I think because I never had any exposure to pinball tables, then then I've never had any affiliation or nostalgia for them. When I go to these, what do you call them, these play event things, I'll have a go of them, and I'm lucky if I last 30 seconds. I don't physically understand how somebody can be better than me at it, because I'm just going like that. I'm sure there's a way. In fact, I think I've watched a few people playing it, and I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the best way to play a pinball table is not to just constantly hammer the paddles, whatever. I think you've got to let the ball sort of nestle on the sort of, the paddle, and then flip it and try and kind of score. But I completely appreciate that it takes a lot of skill to play it, but I've got no skill at all with pinball, so I don't have any real interest. However, I do have, is it pinball? Let's have a look. I don't want to bring it up. I don't know if I've got a favourite or I've got a link in my taskbar. I do have a pinball arcade type thing with lots of games. Does that mean, there we go. Is that it there? Pinball. Yeah, it's Pinball Arcade, I think it is. So that's the one you're talking about. So does that mean, Kevin, that these tables are going to disappear? Surely not. If you paid for them, or is it a license? You only got a license to use them. Is that how it works? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, good question, Kev. But I'm not a massive pinball fan. I must admit. Right, let's catch up with some questions. See what you lot are gobbering about. Welcome to everybody. We've got 28 people in the house. It's quite awkward trying to actually. What's all this nonsense here? 20 watching now. Messages per minute. We're currently averaging 4.5 messages per minute, no less. No, you're all gibbering to each other. Used to play Berserk back in the day as well, Lacosa. First time I played Berserk would be in America, in Reno, Nevada, of all places. I was there with mum and dad. My auntie used to live in America, in California, and we went to Reno, Nevada, and we were in this big arcade. And I remember seeing, this was it was 1982, I think it was. This was the height of the arcade, and I remember seeing Berserk. It's funny how you think, if I knew then what I know now, i.e. I'm going to have a YouTube channel, and I had access to a smartphone back in 1982, it would have been wonderful to take a video of all these classic games. And I remember I played Berserk, I played Rally X. I always remember I was watching a guy playing Rally X. In fact, no, I wasn't watching a guy playing it. There was a guy fixing it, and I was standing behind him. And then when he finished, he just said, "Oh, you want a game?" I went, "Yes, please." Oh, we're up to 6.5 messages now per minute, and the guy banged in like, I don't know, 10 free credits, which lasted about 2 minutes, I think. But yeah, played Berserk, and I think it was as hard as nails. It's one of the most difficult arcade games. It's up there with not with Berserk. It's up there with Defender, I think. As far as difficulty, it's absolutely rock hard. It really is. Right, so they're all gibbering about Far Cry. Never tried Far Cry. I've got Far Cry 4. Now, what's the name of the guy? Is it Metal Jesus? He's got a YouTube channel. I don't watch him. He's got way too many subscribers for my liking, but he commented on Twitter, I think it was. He was saying a question to the, or a suggestion to the programmers of Far Cry 5. He says, "I've completed it. Would it now be possible to remove all enemies and let me enjoy the landscape?" And I've thought about that quite a few times as well. It's not the first time that I've put on, what do you call it, Grand Theft Auto 5, and I'll steal a motorbike and I'll just drive up hills, drive down to the beach and just sit on the beach and watch the water, watch the waves, watch the sunrise. It's, these open worlds now, they're just stunning. I would love to be able to have an option where you can just turn off all your enemies. So I totally get what he's saying. Yeah, that would be excellent. Yeah, I don't know if JB, you're asking about Far Cry 5. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but considering I've played Far Cry 4 for about 20 minutes, I don't really see any point in me buying it. I just beat Story Mode Gundam Breaker 3 on the Vita yesterday. Need to have a look for that one. I played one multiplayer game. It's global and not Pokemon Go. Right, anyway, I'll let you guys chit chat. Where are we now? Right, the last bit of Down the Rabbit Hole, Kev's video questions, I should say. Finally, on the subject of bad news for digital games, Nintendo have announced that there will be no virtual console games for the Switch. What's your opinion of that? Honest answer, Kev, doesn't really bother me. I've got some wonderful handhelds that I can play all these games on, so from a personal point of view, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Though I do kind of totally get it's nice to play these games on something that looks like the Switch, a nice big screen, but me personally, doesn't bother me. So anyway, Kev, thanks very much for the questions. So I'm just looking at a question that Mr. Ox is asking me, I think. What was or still is your favourite retro gaming session setup? Mine used to be Paradroid in the C64 while listening to Depeche Mode's Greatest Hits. I've got that very album, Greatest Hits 85 to 81 to 85. I've actually got it. I've got it there. I'm not going to go and dig it out. Yeah, that, let me think. I used to play that all the time. I used to play Howard Jones. I told somebody recently about Howard Jones. I said I was a fan of him, and he's like, "What?" I thought he was great. He was like total synth pop. So I used to play, was it Human's Lib by Howard Jones? I used to play Back to Hell as well. Had the album with that. What else did I play? I used to play a lot of Marillion. Still do. I mean, I've never really moved on. The music that I listened to in 1985, whatever is the music I still listen to. I don't really listen to any modern music, which I know is kind of a bit daft, but yeah. But yeah, Depeche Mode, Greatest Hits 81, 85, great album, really good. Right, where were we? So yeah, it doesn't bother me, Kevin, about the virtual console thing. So right, next up, Ian Hunter. Ian, are you still watching, mate? I don't know. I've not seen you comment at all. Ian's probably fallen asleep. Matchbox, I remember them, the Jets. Who was that kind of... They were kind of grungy, rockabilly. The Stray Cats, I used to like the Stray Cats. Oh, what were they called? Oh man, that's going to annoy me. They were really kind of heavy, grungy. Nah, got me. I can't remember. If I can remember, I'll tell you. I can't remember at all. So anyway, yeah, Ian, yay! Hi Ian. I wasn't too sure if you'd fallen asleep, mate. I wouldn't have blamed you. Cramps. That's the one. Or are you saying you've got cramp, Jamie? That's the one. Cramps. Yeah, they were good. Still are they still going? Actually, I don't know. Right, anyway, back on track. Ian, what is Ian asking? With an increasing trend of new games being released for retro computers and consoles, have you ever considered having a go at programming a basic game on an 8 or 16-bit computer? I'll crack the jokes, Ian. Me writing a game, there's more chance of Jamie not being sarcastic, I think, than there is of me writing a game. Now, seriously, my programming never got beyond programming the game, if that's what you call it. Think of a number between 1 and 100, and then you've got to try and the computer tries to guess what it is. It's higher or lower. That was the extent of my programming. I would love to have been able to program, but excuse me, I was one of these guys. I bought a computer. Pardon me, and it was all about the games. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, that's a no then, definitely. You could not get any more no-ish than that comment I made about Jamie. No, I never. You know what, Ian? If I could kind of have my life over again, if you could take 30 years off me, I'm 20 years old, living with my parents, then it's possible I would give it a go. But I think now, me trying to find the time to program, unless of course I stop YouTube, there's always that, then I might find the time to do it. I don't know, but nah, highly unlikely, Ian. It's never something that's really interested me. I was always about wanting to play the games. I've always got so much respect for guys like Jeff Minter and these guys, Jim Bagley, who instead of wanting to play games, they wanted to program them. If it wasn't for these guys, we wouldn't have what we've got. Yeah, just sorry, the last comment you said there, Ian, I realise that finding the time may be an issue. Yeah, the time is a big issue, but it's not something I've ever really thought about doing. So anyway, great question, Ian. Thanks again, mate. Right, wee Bob, if you were to make an 8-bit game, that's kind of quite appropriate following on from Ian's one. If you were to make an 8-bit game, what would your character be called? Mr. Picky from Pickyland. Was that a comment that I made? I think it must have been. It's quite funny because the downside to sort of pre-recording videos, uploading them, and then what I need to do, if I've got like a spare Sunday, whatever, I'll try and use the time to make, I wouldn't say make as many videos as possible, maybe try and make 2 or 3 kind of gameplay videos. But the problem with that is you basically forget about the video, and so by the time I release it, and then somebody will comment on it, and half the time people comment on my videos and I've got no idea what they're talking about because I can't remember, because it was that long ago that I actually made the damn thing. But yeah, what would it be? Right, what kind of game? I think there was a question I did get asked recently in a Waffle. If I could, is that you heading off, Colin? Okay, buddy, take care, man. We're probably going to go for about another half an hour or whatever. Take care, mate, and thanks for joining in. Cheers, Colin. Has that one got any beer in it? There's a wee drop here. What was I saying? Yeah, I think somebody did ask me if I could write a game, what would it be about? It would absolutely have to be probably a vertical shooter. In fact, yeah, I think the question was, And if it was an 8-bit game, who would you have as the programmer, and who would you have as the sound? The programmer would be Jeff Minter. As much as I think Rob Hubbard, the stuff that he has done, I mean, my favourite Sid tune without a shadow of doubt is Monty on the Run. It is just absolutely phenomenal. It's a masterpiece. You know, I think myself and Neil were talking about that the other day because Neil put out a video, and yeah, Monty on the Run is just an astonishing piece of work. And when you hear it getting, you know, played live with like an orchestra, it's an amazing thing. But yeah, as much as I like Rob Hubbard, I think my favourite musician would have to be Martin Galway. You know, some of the stuff that he put together, the Ocean Loader, you know, Whizball, just is it Parallax, just phenomenal. So I'd probably have Martin Galway doing the sound effects, and I would have in music, and I would have Jeff Minter, and it would be a horizontal shooter for definite. What would your character be called? Mainmeister, obviously. You play the part of a fat Scottish bloke. Sorry, fat Scottish ageing bloke. Yeah, and you've got to try and save the universe. That sounds like a plan. If there's any prospective coders out there and want to buy my appearance to feature in this sprite, then I'm your man. I'm quite cheap, apparently. So, anyway, yeah, horizontal shooter, and it would be Mainmeister. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it, mate. And 2 to go, Mr. Panther UK. I don't think Chris has joined us tonight. What are your thoughts on the Spectrum versus Commodore 64, Amiga versus ST, Sega versus Nintendo, and Sony versus Microsoft shenanigans? Friendly rivalry, or should we all just grow up? Nah, you know what? It's that whole thing was part of the scene. I wouldn't say so much now. Maybe you do still have it, but I don't really see. Oh, dearie me, yeah, and ugly, yeah, okay. What was I going to say? See, you've completely broke my train of thought there, Swift. What was I talking about? Ah, yeah, we're talking about rivalry. I don't really see rivalry as being a thing now, because if I put a game on, if I showed you a game in, you know, in this thing, that their internet, and you didn't know, alright, I'll start again. If I showed you a game and said, is it on the PlayStation 4? Is it on the Switch? Is it on the what do you call it, Xbox? Unless it was a what do you call it, a title that was only on that machine, which would be a silly thing to do, I would guarantee you would not be able to tell. Or if I showed you the same game running on 3 different consoles, I don't think you would. I certainly couldn't tell the difference. But back in the day, Spectrum versus Commodore 64, Amstrad versus BBC, whatever you want to call it, Amiga versus ST, every machine was different. They all had their strengths, they all had their weaknesses. Oh, excuse me, and that was part of the appeal of owning a particular system. You know, you would look at, I always remember the one game that sticks in my mind was go Tony. Get in him. What was I talking about? Yeah, I always remember getting there was an advert in what do you call it, Zap 64, and it was talking about Yar Kung Fu, which was, I loved the game. I used to play it at college actually, and me and my mate had a Spectrum, I had a Commodore 64, and it was yeah, don't worry Tony, Shane Swifto and I have got a good bit of banter going. He's like my son actually. He's like my cheeky son, yes. You'll not mind me saying that, Swifto. What was I talking about? Yeah, my mate had a Spectrum, I had a Commodore 64, and yeah, Year Kung Fu came out. I bought it. My mate bought it, and I think it came out. If I remember rightly, it came out on the Spectrum maybe a couple of weeks before the C64. Yeah, a bit of poetry there, and I remember, thinking, yeah, it's all right in the Spectrum. It's all black and white. It did play fairly well, but it had the usual rubbish Spectrum sound. And then I got it on the Commodore 64, and my mind was absolutely blown. To me, this was like, it was like having an arcade perfect version of Year Kung Fu. Now I know, looking at it, it's not arcade perfect, but it was wonderful being able to say, well, my version is better. It just made you feel good. You thought, I've got the right computer here. Conversely, there was plenty of games that he had and they were shit on the C64. It was great. Back then, platforms, they had characters. Now you don't say to your mate, or maybe people do, oh, I've got a GeForce blah 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 graphics card, and you don't say, oh, brilliant, mine's is only such and such. A computer, it's just generic. A computer, a PC is a PC. PlayStation's the same as an Xbox, as far as I'm concerned. But back then, it was like cars. All cars to me look the same. They're all dull. They all, again, from a distance, you'd probably struggle to actually identify what the car is. Whereas back in the 70s, you had your Vauxhall Viva, you had your Ford Capri, your Ford, what do you call it? Your Ford, your Escort Mark II. Every every car had its own look. It was distinctive, and that was the same with consoles, computers. I think it was great. I think the whole rivalry thing was great. It's what made the thing fun. I used to go to the computer club every Wednesday. Believe it or not, again, I've talked about this in a Waffle before. We would. The computer club would be, I don't know, maybe 3 miles away, and me and my mate, we would you have to take up your own TV. So I would have my Commodore 64 and all my games, what do you call it, in a suitcase, and I would have the TV, portable TV in one hand, and I'd have the suitcase in the other hand, and I was like that, walking for 3 miles to get to this computer club. And he would be the same. He'd have his Spectrum, and then when we got there, we would all go our separate ways. All the Commodore 64 guys, we were I wasn't going to say we were the best, but we kind of thought we were the best. Then you had the Spectrum guys. They were all the wee snotty nose guys, all the wee young school kids with their snotty noses and things. Then you had the one guy with an Atari, and then you had the one guy with a BBC, and that was about it. This was before the Amstrad was really a thing. I don't think the Amstrad was out at that point. But yeah, it gave you a wee gang. It's like football, people who support. I'm not a football man at all, but it's good. It's what makes a hobby interesting. So no, I don't think it was a bad thing at all. I'm sure it does exist now. I personally don't see it because I just think all these kind of machines are quite dull. What's Swifto saying? Best looking system. I'm assuming you mean cosmetically, and I think somebody did ask me that a few weeks ago. I've got to say let me think. Probably in second place, I would say. In fact, I'm going to probably both the same actually. The original PlayStation, which I don't really use at all now. I've got one upstairs. It's all wired up. Never use it. The original PlayStation is a thing of beauty. It's very minimalistic. It's grey. It just looks like a kind of slab of slabby concrete. It wouldn't look out of place, on top of a table. I don't think. Really, really nice. But probably my favourite looking actual console would be the Sega Mega Drive. The original one. It's got the big kind of, well, it's always listen to me try to tell you what a Mega Drive looks like. Black shaped shiny plastic. Then it's got this nice kind of circle bit at the top. Actually, when you think about it, it's kind of similar shaped to a PlayStation. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. Possibly the fact that these are the two that I like. But yeah, it just looked really sleek. It looked kind of atmospheric. So yeah, Mega Drive, the original Mega Drive. What beer is finished? The original Mega Drive and the PlayStation. Good man, Tony. Like I says, Tony he's a gentleman. He's a gentleman of YouTube. Going to help out Mr. Swifto, who did, and I mentioned it, was it last week? I think it was. Swifto put out a shout out video, which was just brilliant. And I said it's the only time I've watched a video twice. It was just brilliant, really, really funny. If you've not checked his channel out, go and check it out. Right, I think I've got one more question to go. How are we doing for time? I'll probably wrap it up on the 2 hour mark, guys. I think. How are we doing for time? 10 to 9. My wife was supposed to be. She was meant to be out tonight, but something happened and she didn't go out, so she's actually upstairs. So when she says she wasn't going to be going out, she's like, "No, you're still doing the waffle." And I thought, no, maybe not. But to be fair to her, she's upstairs and I'm downstairs. Right, let's see what's Alex saying. Refraction PCSX2. I was watching a video the other day about feeling old in gaming, and I wondered, do any modern games make you feel like you're getting old? For example, do you find the controls in modern games more difficult to master than the ones we grew up with? Do you see the younger generation whizzing through a game when you're struggling to get the hang of it, or just don't get it? I'm not a massive fan of modern games, I've got to say. I don't play that many, and even the games that I do play are generally fairly simplistic, but I definitely do feel like I'm getting old when I look at the games. I mean, you've got stuff like even Grand Theft Auto 5. It's a game I dip in and out. You know, I've maybe played a couple of hours all in. Games that are massive, you know, the games that are popular with kids, you know, your Call of Duties, your Fortnites, they're games that I've got no interest in. Now, one of my mates, Dean, who's got a really good channel, Return to Gaming, he's really against online gaming, and he's always maintained that if it gets to a stage where you've got to be online to play a system, then he's out, he'll not buy it. And I do kind of get it. I'm not going to sit here and say that online games are bad, because that would be ridiculous. One thing that I've realised with kind of making content is what do you call it? What was I going to say there? One thing that I've realised making content, is just how poor the majority of 8-bit games are. And you know, I'm talking about games that I used to like back in the day, like Bruce Lee. I loved that game to bits. Now I look upon it as very simplistic and almost quite boring, and I wouldn't really play it now. You know, so yeah, modern games. You know, you play a game. What was the game I got recently? Can't remember. Yeah, a game that I've been playing a lot is Dishonored 2 on the PS4, I think it is. Yeah, and it's amazing. You know, you can't possibly compare a modern game with an old game. You know, that would just be silly. But yeah, one thing, the reason I don't play football games like FIFA and what have you is because there's just so many games. I've got 2 legs, I kick a ball in my leg, that's it. I don't want to have 15 buttons or combinations. I don't want to do that. I just want to be able to play a game, and that's why I think Neil mentioned it there. I love like Sensi Soccer. I've not really played it for a long time, but I mean, I've lost count the number of hours I must have put into Sensi Soccer. The last kind of most modern football game that I would play would probably be what's it called? Is it Pro Evolution on the PlayStation, I think? Oh, that's going to drive me daft. Right, the phone's upstairs, so I don't have to answer it. But yeah, I'm not a fan generally of modern games with lots of controls. So anyway, listen, that is the end of the questions. Thanks very much, Alex. I appreciate it. Thank you to all the people that took time to ask me questions, which is wonderful. So is there anyone else got any questions you want to ask? I can just close that down now, actually. Bink. Right, let me see. Let me have a wee look at the. Hang on, I'll just drink some beer and try and get wind up when I'm looking at the comments. Yeah, sorry, Jamie's mentioning, sorry, Alex was asking about skill wise. It's hard to say. I think I'm definitely better at arcade games, and that's just purely down to the fact that I've got more a chance to actually play them. I don't think my my reflexes have are any worse. I don't think they are. I think that will change. I don't think there's any question that will eventually happen. But right now, I don't think I'm any worse a player now. And indeed, there are some games that I think I'm actually not bad at. So, yeah, like I said, I'm sure that will change with age. Excuse me. Right, listen. Yeah, sorry, go for it, Tony. You had a question. I don't know if you want to just pick it down below again, mate. I'll just have you drinking my beer again. Don't know what's going on. We've got 24 people in the house. Tony, have you got your question, mate? The thing I don't like about this browser thing, it doesn't actually tell you. It doesn't. Right, okay, yeah, here we go. What's your favourite 4 games on your PSP? Oh, bloody hell. I've got way too many. In no particular order, I love Ridge Racer on the PSP. I think that's excellent. I also like... what else? I like, is it Gradius? I think it is. Good Gradius collection. One of the most common, not the most common, one of the ones that I play the most, which is it's more retro gaming, is what do you call it? The Capcom collection. You've got a really good collection of games. Excuse me. Pardon me. Yeah, trying to talk and drink beer non-stop, or sorry, talking non-stop isn't a good idea. I know. Tell me about it, Neil. It's not stopped all night. Trying to think of other games that I play on the PSP. Oh, I can't remember what is it called. It's a driving game, and you drive a Mini. It was an arcade game. You drive a Mini around I think is it France or Montreal or something like that. Monaco. Can't remember. Yeah, you're in a Mini, whatever it's called. Is it GT Mini GT, something like that? That's excellent. And I also really like, it's got an excellent version of Outrun 2, which is so superb. Take care, buddy. Thanks, Elicozer. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, buddy. Yeah, that's the games on the PSP. Right, we've got half an hour still to go. Sorry, what are you saying, Jamie? You're talking about colour? No, it's not Runabout, Tony. It's Jamie. It's an arcade game. What's it called? GT. Is it by Konami? I think it is. You play the part of a Mini. You drive a Mini. You're talking about colour. Rereading them now, there are far more photos in black and white than I remember. Aye, you're talking about magazines. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought as well. When I think of magazines like the Games Machine and is it Ace magazine, I always imagined them to be, and even Zap as well, I always imagined them to be fully colour. And they weren't. There was so much black and white. In fact, I would say almost every review picture was in black and white, and the only colour tended to be adverts, which it just shows you. And kind of following on for that, 3D, I never really got into the 3D thing. I mean, I'm lucky enough I never bought a 3D TV because I know it's kind of no longer a thing. What did I see recently? The Avengers Infinity. I went to see that last week. Really enjoyed it, by the way. I wouldn't spoil it at all. He dies in the end. No, seriously, I saw it in 3D. But you know the thing I find, anytime I watch a film in 3D, after 5 minutes of watching it, my brain switches off, and I couldn't tell you if I saw it in 3D or not. I've got to I've got to be watching it, then remind myself, wait a minute, Alan, this is 3D. Look, it's 3D. I kind of forget about it. My brain switches off. It's a bit like smell. They say that you can smell a smell for a few minutes, then afterwards you no longer smell it. So I don't know whether it's with that, but and it's the same with like a lot of you guys. You probably watch YouTube and films, whatever. You use one of these things, smartphone, and I watch a lot of films and what have you in this thing, and I honestly couldn't. I mean, my mate said to me, "Oh, I don't know how you can do that. I want to watch it." He's got one of these big projector things, and he says, "I don't know why you could do that." But you know what? I couldn't actually tell you if I was to name, I don't know, 10 films that I've watched in the last 6 months. I couldn't tell you whether I saw them on a 2.5-inch screen phone or whether I saw it in the cinema. My brain still saw the picture, and I can't remember, if that makes any sense. So yeah, it's the same with colour. I think after a certain length of time, you don't really think about it. Am I talking nonsense? I don't know. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but yeah. Anyway, let's. Yeah, you're saying there, Tony, you've got a 3D TV. I've never. When it first came out, I'm like, oh, I want to get one. Now I couldn't care less. I've still got that TV that sits in the corner. It's a plasma. I got it in 2007. It cost me £900. Still works perfectly. It doesn't even do 1080p. It does 1080i. Don't know what the difference is. No idea. Just before I start playing a game or something, has anybody watched Cobra Kai? It's YouTube Red, I think they call it, and it's basically the Karate Kid, sort of 30 years on. So you've got Daniel LaRusso, and you've got the bad guy. I can't remember what he was called again. Is it Tommy? I think it is. And it's basically them 30 years on. I'll not spoil it, but Tommy, he's kind of down on his luck, and Daniel LaRusso, he's made his fortune. And I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't pay. I thought it was quite expensive. It was at £1. I think you can watch the first 2 episodes for free on YouTube, and then thereafter it's £1.89. Now they only last 30 minutes or 27 minutes, so it works out about £20 for like 10 episodes, which I think is quite a lot. So let's just say there are means of watching these things. I've watched them all, and I've got to say I really enjoyed it. Again, without spoiling it, it does finish, so there's going to be a season 2. But I thought it was really, really good. Hi Craig, I didn't actually notice you'd joined us, mate. Yeah, you're saying the same. Your brain switches off when watching a 3D movie. Aye, I'm exactly the same. I think Swifto was commenting, yeah, I know what you mean. I've watched a lot of black and white films, and sometimes I forget I'm watching black and white. You're right, when you watch Lauren Hardy, which is one of they're without a shadow of a doubt the best comedians. They're just insanely funny. I watch them now and I absolutely piss myself laughing. I think they're brilliant. Doesn't matter at all that they're in black and white. In fact, one guy that I really, really like, you'll probably laugh, is what's he called? Oh, he sung When I'm Cleaning Windows. What's he called again? I like him that much. I can't even remember his name. Bloody hell, When I'm Cleaning Windows. What's his name? I can't remember. Anyway, come on, somebody help me. Who sung When I'm Cleaning Windows? George Formby, that's the man. Thank you very much, Mr. Mad Moments. Go. Thanks for joining me. George Formby, yeah, brilliant. I loved what he's, and even people like, what do you call them? That's one thing that, see, the older I get, try to remember names. Norman Wisdom, he was brilliant as well. I think Evening Brian, I think because I think because back in the day there was only 3 channels at that point. You were basically forced to watch, old stuff, and it's all you had to watch. And so I was I wouldn't say I was reared on Laurel and Hardy, but I watched them all the time, reruns all the time. And what's it, Harold Lloyd? I used to be on I used to be on. It was at 6 o'clock every night, Monday to Friday. So I love all these classics. Absolutely brilliant. Right. Anyway, how are we doing for time? Right. I think we'll play a few games, shall we? Has anybody got any games you'd like to see me playing? Get the thing switched on. Was there any other questions? Anyone got anything else that you want us to talk about? Marx Brothers. Got to say, Brian, I've never really watched the Marx Brothers. My dad used to like them. My dad used to go on about what was the Three Stooges as well. But Barbie Horse Adventures, I'd heard that. Paradroid, Will Hay classics, I remember Will Hay. I probably did watch a lot of them. Right, go for it, Tony. One more question, mate, then we'll play some. We're not playing Barbie Horse Adventures, we'll play Paradroid. Is that you heading off, Mark? Cheers, buddy. Take care, man. Thanks very much for joining in again. I should be looking at the camera. Go for it, Tony. You've got another question, mate. I was watching a YouTube video and it was, I can't remember what the name of the title was. It was basically, it was like 5 ways that smartphone manufacturers draw people in. They keep you addicted. And one of the things was, and I thought, you know what, I totally get that. Hi Charlie, how's it going, mate? You're tuned in rather late, probably got another 20 minutes, but no time like the present. What was I going to say? What was I talking about? Yeah, they were saying that, if you're on Messenger and you send a message to somebody, you then see the little 3 dots, or it'll say Neil is typing. Like on Twitter as well, Neil is typing. No, it doesn't do it on Twitter, it's only on Messenger, I think, on Facebook. And it says they deliberately put that in because it keeps you hooked. Whereas if you typed a message, then you think, he's away for his tea, then you would just piss off. But now, excuse me, because you get these 3 little dots, you're anticipating a reply. You're thinking, I'm just going to hang on and see what the reply is. With that in mind, see when you get the 3 dots, or excuse me, in Messenger, excuse me, it'll say, hi Stuart, it'll say, what do you call it, like Neil is typing. Does it physically know that you are actually typing? Is it detecting the keys getting pressed? I've always wondered that. Sometimes it'll say Neil is typing, and you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait, and then it'll eventually nothing will appear. But apparently they deliberately put these in to keep people on the phone. Interesting thing, actually. Yeah, sorry Charlie, 20 meme meister minutes. Yeah, we'll stick to an hour, 3.5 hours later. Is it detecting it, Neil? I wasn't too sure, actually. Right, what was, what's Stuart asking? Good evening, Alan. Is there any Japanese systems that you'd like to own, such as the FM Towns or Sharp X68000? I saw a feature in the games machine and was blown away. Well, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, Stuart, you'll know that my kind of holy grail system would be the Sharp X68000. I've never seen one in the flesh, but I've watched a lot of videos. I've got a really good emulator for it. Well, it's not bad. It's pretty good. And the games are just insane. I mean, apparently the hardware that was it the Capcom, was it CPS 1, I think it was, the games, stuff like Final Fight, Strider, I think it was, or was that CPS2? I can't remember. Games like that, you know, your, is it Cadillac and Dinosaurs and whatnot. The Sharp X68000 had exactly the same hardware, so you had absolutely arcade perfect versions of these games. I mean, I did do, I've done a few videos featuring it. One of the games, Ghouls and Ghosts, it's just absolutely mind blowing. There's probably quite a few reasons why I'll never get to own one. One, they are ridiculously expensive. Two, they're as rare as hen's teeth, which probably explains the reason for it being really expensive. Thirdly, it's all in Japanese, so unless you can speak Japanese, you've probably got no chance of actually using the thing. And fourthly, I think it is, what was I going to say? They're apparently really unreliable as well, probably because they're quite old as well. So the chances of me actually getting to use one is probably next to zero. You were talking about the FM Towns, is it FM Towns Marty, which is quite a bizarre name for a machine. One of my mates, he goes to the computer club. He's actually got one, and he took it along last month, and really impressed. I can't remember what game I was playing. I was playing some kind of shoot 'em up, but really, really impressive. Lovely. I mean, it's really ridiculously expensive again, you know. But if money was no object and I could physically use it and had loads of space, then yeah, the Sharp X68000 would be the one that I would want to own. What are you saying there, Craig? Oh, Terminator, what was that, Robocop? Talking about Robocop and Terminator, I saw a trailer for Predator, the new Predator film. It's, I don't know, it looks alright, but it's your typical CGI fare. And it needs Big Arnie. I don't know whether he'll have a part in it or not. It wouldn't surprise me if him and, is it Carl Weathers, they have little cameo appearances, but I don't know. I'll definitely go and see it in the cinema. The chances are it'll probably be pretty rubbish. Is that right? The FM Towns is basically just a 386 PC, really? That's mental. Yeah, it's good to see lots of new subscribing going on here. That's what I like to see. Yeah, brilliant. New Predator wears fishnets. Aye, right, listen, how are we doing for time, right? Let's have a couple of games of something, right? I think somebody did mention it. Craig mentioned Robocop versus Terminator on the Mega Drive, right? I've got my controller switched on. Let me just see if I've got this. Right, what I need to do is make myself whip, there we go. Right, Sega Genesis. How are we doing for beer? Yeah. Right. Robocop. ROBO. Robocop versus the Terminator. Don't think I've ever played that actually. Right, I just need to go in and go dunk-a-dung. Can you see that okay? Right, why have I disappeared off the screen? Where have I gone? Ah, right, hang on, that's because... Wait a wee minute, see if I can make this... I'll just move myself across. Cooey! There we go, how's that? Right, let me do... How do we do... Let's see, game... Ah, you know what, that's fine, you can see that absolutely fine. Right, let me just get back down to the... Yeah, Neil, you go and grab another coffee, mate. You deserve it. Right, okay, let's... just move this across a wee bit. You get over there. No, don't go full screen. I hate how Windows 10, when it hits the side of the screen, it wants to go full screen. Right, why is this not... There we go. Wow, what a start. Avoid the bullets, that's always a good start. Now let's just acquaint ourselves with the buttons. Right, that fires. That seems to change something at the top of the screen. That jumps, and that does nothing. Right, so jump. We can move down. Yep, okay, good to go. I like the blood actually. At least it's better than what was it called? Rough Ranger. Did anybody watch my video of that? Couldn't believe how awful that game was. Get off. This kind of reminds me of a poor man's Contra. How you doing, Steve? Nice to see you, mate. I hope you're doing well, buddy. And if anybody doesn't know that there legend, Gashev Steve, then go and check his channel out. Steve's a good lad. Steve and I were part of the Retro and Limb sort of thing, and we took part in a panel talk. When was that, Steve? I think was it maybe 2 years ago. That was quite funny. The only thing was, I think there was more of us in the panel than there actually were people watching, which was quite funny. But yeah, Steve was one of the channels that I was watching before I decided to give it a go. Was it 4 years ago? Blimey. Get off. Now we're talking. Yeah, Retro Limb still is going. I mean, to be honest, Swift, it's just, whoa. We've got Vin Diesel here. Yeah, Retro Limb, it's a website that basically pulls together lots of kind of like-minded people. You know, it's a good thing. And Steve, who runs it, he puts a lot of hard work into it. Excuse me. Damn it. He died and I died. There we go, stage 1 clear. So is anybody going? I think there's what's it called? Is it Revival? I think it is. One of the gaming events. That's on, I think that's on soon. It's meant to be really good actually, but I think it's, or is it Nerg? I can never remember. Nerg is the gaming event which is down in Newcastle. I will be going to the Play event in Glasgow. That's on, I think, 2 weeks time, I think it is actually. They've got a YouTube panel and I didn't get asked. Absolutely gutted. Well, hey. See, he's tied up. And he does a star jump to celebrate. Right, what I want to do is go over here. It is Revival, Charlie, yeah. Never been to it. I know quite a few of the guys that I know go along to it and they say it's really good. I must admit, I am getting slightly blasé about the sort of Play events. They've not really changed at all in all the years that I've been going to them. And even, I don't know, some of the machines, it's the same arcade machines that you get all the time. But I do go to them because it's all you've really got, you know. things. I just need to go to my my monthly computer club and play all the different systems. So is Revival there? That's down and that's quite far down, I think. That's the problem. It's bad enough driving to Blackpool to go to one of these gaming events. Wait a minute, it's just dawned on me that these are actually arrows telling me what way to go. I didn't realise I had to follow them. Kind of reminds me a wee bit like, what's that game? Sleepwalker. Similar kind of graphics. Without the Robocop, obviously. Was that a bit of speech, I think? But yeah, thank you very much to everyone that's joined in tonight. I really, really do appreciate you taking time to join me. I mean, there's lots of other things you could be doing, like watching a good film or something, and listening to me talking utter nonsense. Especially tonight, I've had that many interruptions. But you know, that's what comes when you share the house. So I shouldn't complain too much. I am either extremely good at this game or it's quite easy. Of course, famous last words. Bugger off. I'm just waiting for the inevitable tussle with, what do you call it? What happened there? Did I hit the... I don't know, it seemed to go for fast. Yeah, the inevitable tussle with Ed 209. Where am I going? Where am I going? Are we getting to the end of the level now? So if I was playing this normal, I'd probably just switch it off because it's actually quite boring. It looks nice, but it's a bit meh. Right, we've got Vin Diesel here again. Ah, right, it's rapid fire apparently. Have we got any kind of... Right, listen, I'm going to stop this. Right, we've got probably 5 more minutes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a go of Berserk, if that's okay with you guys. Oh, Paradroid, sorry. You know what? Let's have a go with Paradroid. I did promise Jamie I would play that. Sorry, Jamie, yeah, I did play it. I played it when you were away, actually. Right, come out of MAME and go back into Game Base. How are we doing for time? Still 25 people watching. That's excellent. I've seen a few YouTubers, they do like these live stream for like 5 hours. I don't know how you could actually, how they could do that. I suppose if you live yourself and you've not got anybody to sort of consider, then you would it would maybe be something that you would you could possibly do. Right, Paradroid. Let's see, Paradroid. Right, do you want the competition edition, the standard edition, or the metal edition? What do you think? I've never been a Nerg at all, never been, and I know it is meant to be good. I'll be honest with you, the reason I go to Blackpool is just to meet people, to meet friends. Yeah, Charlie, you're talking about Gamebase. Gamebase is excellent once you've got it set up. That's what I use for all my videos. It is a really, really good system, but it's not the easiest to use. Metal, right, okay, metal edition, I don't know what the difference is. Right, okay, let's get the joystick configured. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just jump to that, and I'll go properties, and I'll go pink, like so. And what we need to do is we need to set the joystick settings to controller Xbox 360, and I'll move that across there. And let's do a bit of warp speed. Like, we don't want all this nonsense. Right, we don't want... Nope, 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 nope. 0. Right, then put it back to normal. Is it? Right, okay. Right, let's have a wee drink of beer. I don't know why this isn't wanting to let me. Right, I'm not going to mess about with it. Doesn't matter if you can see me or not. Right, let's get going. It is a really nice game, this. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Come here, you sod. Hey. Alright, I think we'll just stick with this actually. Ah, oh, you fool. Is that a draw? Whew. That's a great sound, that, isn't it? Right, what side? I'm going to go for this side actually, you know that? Right, and what I'll do is I'll let him, give him a few seconds to use... Ah, balls! Kaboom! That's it, good night folks. Right, let's go in again. Ah, bugger, I didn't mean to. Right, I didn't mean to actually kill him. Right, let's try and upgrade to 329. Definitely got to be this side. Right, come on, hurry up. Use all your bullets. Bunk. Bump. There we go. I think I did actually. Right. Piss off. Now let's go for a 476 then, shall we? Yeah, we'll stick with this side, I think. That'll do it. Right, come on. Has anybody actually completed this game? I don't think I've even come close. It is a beautiful game. I mean, it's really... I wouldn't say it's underrated because lots of people do rave about it. Quite rightly so as well. No, I can see. I love the way you can actually, you can't see what's in the room until you're actually in the room. It's really, really clever. And it's got one of the best noises ever when you clear a level. It goes doo. What would be nice if they'd maybe made the screen just that wee bit bigger. Yeah, that's right, Neil, you're coming across here. I think we're actually tying up. You need to let me know when you're going to be in that there Scotland. Right, let's go and get more energy. Yeah, got to be this side, I think. How you doing, mate? Welcome, Mr. Old School Gamer. I'm actually just about to wrap up when I finish this game, but hopefully you can watch the rerun. was that a dead heat? Damn it. I wasn't paying attention. Another deadlock. Yep, stick with this one, I think. And it's another heat again, I think. Ah, bugger. Come on. So I can hear something going on upstairs. I've kind of got one ear on what's going on upstairs. That was silly. And it's game over, I think. Brilliant game though. Anyway, listen guys, that is 2 hours. I'm going to call it a night. Thanks to everybody for taking time to tune in tonight. It's been great fun. Apologies about all the delays, but you know that's what happens when you're making videos and you share a house with other people. So have an absolutely fantastic weekend, guys, and take care. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.